Hey yo, we played all these mods, but what are we doing with all this knowledge?
I mean, perhaps we can make a review. It hasn't really been done before.
We finna do something unique, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I just said a review.
Maybe we should post full clears?
No, we should do mod reviews. As you said, they're more unique.
Yo, wait, hold that thought. Maybe we should post Friday Night Funkin' comparison videos.
No, you're not listening. See, we should do mod reviews because they bring a new light onto the community.
Wait, shut up for a second. We should 100% do mid-fight masses mukbang videos.
No, we need to be more unique.
Wait, I got it. Friday Night Funkin' mod reviews.
Wait.
Bro, are you actually being serious? That's literally...
Welcome to Friday Night Funkin' mod review. I'm Hegemony, and today we'll be checking out the Hank Accelerant mod. The Hank Accelerant mod is a Friday Night Funkin' mod based on the Newgrounds game Madness Accelerant. In this mod, you rap battle against a war criminal, dodge bullets, and girlfriend grabs a hot dog. I've wanted to review Friday Night Funkin' mods for a while now, but only really got to doing it now, so if this gets 3 views, I don't really mind. I just want to share my thoughts, but before the actual review, here's a quick disclaimer. Everything I said in this review is subjective and my opinion. You have no obligation to agree or disagree, and I encourage you to make your own opinions. These are simply my thoughts. If there's anything I missed or you want me to talk about, leave a comment. This review is going to be split into multiple parts. Art/animation, music, theme, charting, and overall, all rated from 0 to 5. This way, I can break down mods into parts and speak on them individually. Quick reminder that I am by no means an expert in any of these fields, but I'll do my best to speak upon them. Well, what do I say except this mod looks beautiful. As soon as I saw the first few seconds, I immediately knew it was going to be good. To start off, let's talk about the background. Not seeing much of Madness combat or Nevada, the background is really atmospheric and looks like a hellscape. And to what I've seen from the original series, it's a good inspiration. I'm a huge fan of how high the buildings reach, combined with the blood red glow of the sky. It looks menacing and kind of resembles something out of Doom. On the sides we have 2 rocks where Sanford and Deimos appear with their unlimited magazine sniper rifles. Because if you can have 3 bullets in a sword off, you can have infinity in a sniper. Madness logic. Anyway, the rocks on the side don't obscure much, but give a better sense of being caved in, especially when you have 2 people who can Chris Carl snipe you and send you to hell or wherever the auditor sends people. Whether or not you're going to hell, it's probably better than Nevada. I don't have much else to say about the background other than the tiny little lines that poke out from some of the rocks bothers me slightly, but it's nothing to write home about. Moving on to the sprites, Hank looks badass. His animations are super clean, and I like how the knife spin was incorporated into his left arrow animation, and his other movements are sharp, yet smooth. He even has the legendary power of turning a combat knife into a submachine gun. You probably pieced up Pico for that, Uzi. His idle animation is also a really good throwback to the source material, with that iconic spinning motion Hank does. One qualm I have with Hank's animation is how his do-rag is constantly flowing in his idle but stops on hold notes. I'm not sure if this is a technical problem or it's a problem with the sprite sheet, but either way it caught my attention. Small detail here, but I really like how they didn't use one of those week 7 recreation sprite sheets for Girlfriend's hand up idle. It really gives this mod that extra touch of care. Another small detail is how Boyfriend's character lights up when the bullet is fired, as well as the mod using Boyfriend's unused assets. Good stuff. Let's talk about Tricky now. His redesign looks good. It's a lot more stylistic and Friday Night Funkin', if you will. His hair looks like I ate a sandwich buying on a different side each time, and that's probably the only thing I dislike about his design. The blood dripping from his mouth in combination with the unstable shaking is a neat touch to add to his animation. It makes Tricky just that little bit more intimidating. No idea why they made his stop sign cleaner than my toilet seat after using Syllabang, but we move. Also, Sanford and Deimos have a direct headshot here. Why are they not firing? They really waited for Hank to do it himself, huh? Then they killed all those other Madness men just because they felt like it. Can I just point out how cute Girlfriend strolling with a hot dog is? When Big Boy Tricky shows up on the unfair difficulty, they decide to pull up their pants and set the snipers to minigun, firing in perfect sync with Hank's Uzi. Sniper, Uzi, same fire rate? We're getting sidetracked. Big Boy Tricky looks awesome. With all the events happening around in this song, it gives the mod so much character. This feels like something Ninja Muffin 99 himself would make, and for that reason I'm feeling a strong 4.6 for art and animation. This song is really better than a lot of mods' whole weeks, huh? No offense to any Friday Night Funkin' music composers. At the start of the song, I wasn't really vibing with Boyfriend and Hank's rapid back and forth verse, but as the song went on, it improved majorly. Hank has a similar cadence to Tricky while still having his own voice, which makes their parts connect better. Also, is it just me, or do Hank's vocals seem to stay somewhat consistent through other Hank mods? The instrumental is simple, but gives off that I'm in Nevada running from a scary clown with a stop sign feel, and the way Hank and Tricky effortlessly glide over the instrumental is nice. Tricky's entry right after a fast section is great, because I thought there was going to be a break, but then this clown drops off the battle bus and yeets girlfriend off the screen just to scream at you. I feel a strong new challenger approaches vibe when Tricky drops onto the screen, and it makes this whole song so much more intense. One of my favourite parts is how everybody stops rapping just so Hank can shoot Tricky, and that pause right before the intensity ramps up again is so perfect. The bullet arrows in this mod had to have been thought out whilst making the music, because the placement of them is excellent. Maybe the composer philiplol put a few bullet holes in his computer whilst making the song. The bullets almost always sync with the music. I say almost because on the unfair difficulty there's a few which don't go that well with the music, and when all the others do it sounds a bit weird, but for the most part they sound amazing. The duet that ends the song has so much energy, especially after everything that previously happened, and oh my god, Hank is Tricky confirmed. I'll give the music a 4.4. As I said earlier, I don't know much about Madness Combat or Nevada, so I brought a friend along to comment on the theming. I could just talk about the general theme, but I feel like getting on someone who knows more about Madness Combat, or a bit too much, will make this section more meaningful. So speak, Foam.
Yeah, well, maybe you should have, watched the series show like I...
Shut up, blah!
Whatever. So, yeah, the theming. In relation to the game that it's based off of, it's a really good homage to the source material, and being able to merge the two pieces to be in that iconic Funkin style. Madness Accelerant is a product of its time, with the over cartoony and bouncy yet edgy and jagged look of the art back from the very late 2000s to the early 2010s, with the game that's mostly seen in its character design. With the overly curved bodies and noticeable exaggerated style, it complements its period. The backgrounds, however, and the fighting places are more timeless, having a slightly more generic style, but still good contender to the Madness Combat aesthetic, especially for the fact that a lot of the places do take place in a lot of iconic and familiar places that you do see in the original series, but that's nor here or there. But with all that in mind, you have to consider its movement into the Friday Night Funkin' style, and how I must say TheBlueHatted and their team did an amazing job in that conversion. Friday Night Funkin's art style is very unique, having a very cartoony and clean look with thick outlines that are very noticeable, a simpler style of colouring and shading, well, depending on the mod or the artist, with slightly more generic backgrounds that don't divert your attention or distract you too much from the task at hand. In that case, it's making sure that burning your finger muscles would actually be worth it and that you don't end up getting your balls fired when you're only 7 seconds of beating the damn shot! Anyway, yes. The theme conversion is amazing, taking what the original finely aged art style had done and converted it into the modern era, really giving it that Friday Night Funkin' Madness Combat love child feeling that sprung up after Tricky tried to wipe boyfriend's blue nuts on his Nevadian soil. Moving on to the music, I can't really say that balanced Madness Combat Friday Night Funkin' comparison is that strong, because it definitely weighs into Funkin's favour. No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it has a thought that it was definitely meant to be built for Friday Night Funkin' while having that inspiration by Madness Combat. That inspiration itself is massive. With an overall metallic and heart-pumping sound of the backing track, it gives the feeling of the madness in Madness. But considering the original Madness Combat composer Cheshire and what some other mods have actually done, the inspiration is just that, inspiration. It doesn't really have that Cheshire sounding vibe like the instrumental to Improbable Outset does. But that's not to discourage the enjoyment and amazing upbeat nature that the mod blasts into your face from the first goddamn second. Amazing. The theme itself is definitely a good throwback to the game that it took itself from, and in that is able to expertly merge into the iconic playstyle and overall aesthetic of Friday Night Funkin'. Character designs that keep their iconic bendy look whilst being able to move at top speeds to battle the blue head twink. Familiar red towering backgrounds with the equally familiar danger of feeling like you are trapped, as previously mentioned, to the fabled Friday Night Funkin' player. And the hellfire that comes from Hank's rhythmic gun blasting a boyfriend, because who needs that little blue man when you have your good old clown? I give it a firm 4.5, an amazing throwback and merge into the newer style, but needing just to put in that little bit of sprinkle of the sweet, sweet Madness Combat style into its beats.
The trying in this mod looks fun. It's a shame I can't play it, because at the time of recording, the Google Drive link is down, and the other links download slower than Call of Duty Warzone in a Wi-Fi dead zone. Oh hey look, a new download link. Fuck! The patterns look fun and appear to roll off the fingers well. There are no triple notes on the hard or unfair chart unless you want to count the one that sends you to the afterlife via stop sign. Ironic. It does seem that on the unfair chart, the chart can get a little overcharted or undercharted. This was probably done to make the chart harder, but the inclusion of triples and maybe some more complex pans would have been a better idea. Hell, maybe even some bullet notes, I wouldn't mind. I do like how Tricky comes back on the unfair chart to deliver some halo notes, that was a good idea. Overall, the trying isn't bad. The hard chart could have had some more interesting patterns, maybe using a few double notes, but it's alright as is. And the unfair chart could do with some tweaking as previously mentioned. I'll give trying a 4.3. Overall, this mod is incredibly well made and polished. Everything from the art to the music and attention to detail is impressive. Mods like these really make me wonder how the base game is going to top them. The dev team behind Hank and Friday Night Funkin' Online did a great job here, and I'm excited to see what else they can come up with. I give this mod an overall score of 4.5. Thanks for tuning in to the first episode of Friday Night Funkin' Mod Review. I had a good time recording, writing, and editing the whole video. Big thanks to Foam for the art and the contribution on the theme category. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can follow my Twitter and Foam's art account, links in description.
Subscribe or else.